This is just looking really great, guys. At the point where I turned the heat off just because I wanted you to see how perfect it was. Nice, thick, country looking. Looks just like sausage gravy, but it's bacon gravy. We're gonna have it on biscuits. All right, everyone. Today on Wholesome Cooking with for ARaps, we're gonna try something I have never made before. I'm gonna be making, instead of sausage gravy, we're gonna be making a bacon gravy. So shit on the shingle, SOS. Been watching a lot of videos on YouTube that looks really tasty. So I got some premium, obviously, Pillsbury Biscuits. I do not make homemade biscuits. I've never even made homemade gravy, so this is all first, estimating the measurements, and I didn't have sausage, I had bacon. So we're also doing it with all the leftover stuff in the house. You know, I'm all about trying to eat on the best budget possible. I'm gonna do a couple shout outs to the YouTubers that I've been watching, that I get a lot of my food help and inspiration from, and, you know, recipe learning guides. So hopefully this goes all right. Again, first video ever, so apologize if it's crude. So I got about half this pack of bacon left, and I got some Pillsbury biscuits. I got a cup and a half of milk because it's not going to be like a big old portion like from the full batch pound or anything. I don't know if this is going to be probably going to be way too much flour, but I put half a cup of flour in there, and we're going to just do it in strides. Black pepper, a little Worcestershire sauce, which is only going to be like a drop. I know it probably looks weird. Salt. And then I put this in almost everything because I think it's really great. So I'm only going to do a little bit of it, just add some of the coloring. But Tony's Creole seasoning, because it's got that like red, you know, kind of all-purpose seasonings. Got a skillet here that we're going to be cooking in. Get a wooden spoon that I'm going to be using just to spatula. And then obviously a little beverage on the side, a little cup of coffee, it never hurts. We're going to turn this up to medium heat, our skillet. And so the step is going to be, first I'm going to cook the bacon, and then I'm going to see how much grease is in there, and if it's enough bacon grease, I guess we'll just not use any butter, and then we'll add the flour, and then we'll mix up the, you know, I'm going to chop the bacon too after I cook it, so it's going to be in little diced pieces or little tiny chunks. And then when we mix up the flour into the grease, we're going to do that to lose the raw flavor in the flour. And then we're going to slowly start incorporating the milk until the gravy thickens. So it's going to be a bacon creamy gravy. And then, you know, in the meantime, we'll be, you know, seasoning it. And then we'll be putting our biscuits in the oven too. And that'll be at a easy directional following, you know, 350 heat for 12 minutes to 15 minutes. All right. So hopefully this all goes well, and I'm going to cook it off for you. Okay, so over just about a medium heat, we have chopped the bacon up into little pieces, and we're letting it cook up. Now we just want to get it, you know, maybe when it crisps up, we'll even be able to separate it a little bit further. We'll break it up into smaller little chunks. But, you know, right now I'm just trying to get all the little pieces separated as I just kind of, it was cold together, and I cut it up into little pieces. So I'm going to work on cooking this, trying to get it all separated into these little tiny individual pieces, and then maybe from there, once they cook and if they're crisp, maybe I can chop through them a little bit better. You know, try to get as tiny little pieces of bacon as we can so it's dispersed nice and finely throughout the gravy once we get to that point. So I'm going to continue to cook this up and get really nice crispy bacon, and I'm going to try to break it into little tiny pieces, and we'll come back and we'll start adding our flour. You know, and I did not add any grease to this pan because I feel that the bacon's just going to create enough natural grease by itself. So I usually don't add any additional you know, grease agent or butter. So let's see how this goes. Update, folks. So I drained the bacon grease just because we had way too much, and I'm gonna just do a, you know, more of the recipe that I'm seeing people cook with sausage gravy that they've been making, and they you know, to add some butter. So I added butter. Now I'm gonna be dropping the flour. Go from there. Cooking in some flour. I would say that we added 3 tablespoons. Quarter of a cup, 1/4 of a cup of flour. And I'm breaking it up to get the flour all mixed and combined in with the butters. And the bacon, no lumps, no lumps. We're gonna slowly start pouring in the milk. Okay? Slowly, because we don't, and this has been sitting out, so there's a little bit room temperature, and I'm sure that'll be better for it. So we're slowly gonna pour some in. I did 1/2 cup to start. Again, we don't want any lumps, so I'm gonna continue this process. Little bits at a time, stir it in, you know. Excuse my hand, this is the first time I'm filming and cooking at the same time. I've never done this before. So, wow, look at that. Nice, thick consistency on the bacon, and it's tiny little chunks. It's almost like sausage bacon. Really like this. It's coming out. Alright, I'm going to add another little 1/2 cup of the milk. I don't know what the temp-wise we're supposed to be at, so I'm staying on a low medium. Okay? So I might even lower this a little bit more, because this seems really hot. But alright, so I'm going to keep doing this. Until we get a gravy. And I need to get the Pillsbury in the oven, so I gotta stop filming. And this is why we do the grands, people, because they are so damn easy. Crack them open. Spin them around, all right? Take it on the counter. I'm gonna do it on here so you can see, ready? Pop, open. All the biscuits, perfect. No prep work. Put them down evenly. I like to make them all at once. I don't eat them all at once, but I think if you wrap them up in the tin foil, I put non-stick tin foil down. I wrap them right up in this afterwards, and then I'll just heat them right back up in the oven later. So there we have it. Got an oven heating up to 350. We got the bacon gravy coming out really great. All right, we'll pull this bad boy down. Throw these in as the oven's almost up to temp, 350. I don't mind. Boom. Biscuits in. Going up to 350. Timer on. We'll do them at the 12-minute mark. We'll give them a test. All right. Check back in on this gravy. Ended up coming out pretty good. I've never made this before, guys. It's on a low heat now, and I think we're at a consistency of gravy that I have seen before. All right, ended up going back in, probably did add a full 2 cups of milk. I don't know if that's because of the amount of flour that I ended up adding, the amount of heat I was cooking it on. Remember, I took the bacon grease out. I added back in about 3 tablespoons of butter, or tablespoons of butter. Probably about 1/4 of a cup of flour, about 6 to 8 pieces of bacon, chopped up little tiny pieces. And I was able to keep chopping this like this after it cooked down, and there wasn't gonna be like a risk of splattering like hot grease on myself. Added in a very small drop of Worcestershire sauce. This is the first bit of salt I'm doing. I've done a couple rounds of black pepper. Hard to do with one hand. And I did a little bit of Tony's, but this thing's looking pretty good. And we got the biscuits in. Trying to keep this as low as heat as possible, because I think this is pretty good gravy consistency. It's a thick one. I think that's cool. And I'm pretty happy with the way this came out. And when we will serve it all up, we'll show you guys. So we just gotta wait for the biscuits to be done, and then we'll be making a platter. Excellent. 12 minutes on the dot at 350 for me, and these came out just perfect. And we're gonna go make our plates. All right, guys, here we are plate making. I'm gonna grab a second biscuit here. Perfect biscuits, golden, golden. And I'm gonna just open that up. Oops, it's hard with one hand, sorry. And there we go. It's all right. Now I didn't have a proper ladle, so I just moved the gravy into the 2-cup mixing bowl. And I'm gonna pour this. Oh my God, looks so good. Heavy, thick, country bacon gravy and biscuits. You guys see the piping heat? It's thick, it's been sitting out, but it is gonna be so good. Bacon, homemade gravy. And it's 2:30 on Sunday, guys, and I haven't left my house. This is all ingredients that I had at the house. Leftover bacon, milk, Pillsbury biscuits, salt, pepper, dash of Worcestershire sauce, optional Worcestershire sauce, and a little butter. Could have used the bacon grease. Just give you a taste test here. Wow. Oh, it is so good. I'm so excited that I made this. It's like awesome. It's like hot and creamy. You could taste like perfectly cooked bacon. And then who doesn't love a soft, flaky biscuit? Oh my God, this is so good. I'm so glad I made this. So if you guys haven't tried this, substitute the sausage with the bacon. It is just so freaking good. Big piece of bacon on there. Biscuit, creamy, homemade gravy. Well, hopefully the filming wasn't too bad. Appreciate you guys watching this. Try it out. Let me know how it goes. Oh, guys, just so good. And I just want to literally show you how easy to clean up is on this. Obviously, the plate's gonna have to get washed. Biscuits left over. Take tinfoil that you used to cook them with, and I'm literally just gonna package them up right in here. Put them right in the fridge. And then from there, I could take them out. I could use this exact tinfoil to recook them in, or not. How is it, Faith? Oh my gosh, she likes it. Good girl. Holy crap. I'm probably not gonna move the rest of Sunday. Oh, so good.